Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to install Node.js on your Linino One. Why Node.js? Well, it's built on Chrome's JavaScript, and it makes it really easy to build fast network applications, and it's very lightweight, and it's perfect for a platform like the Linino One. First thing I'm going to show you is how to set up the accessory board with a micro SD card so you can actually get Node.js installed somewhere. Okay, this is a close-up of the board. I'm going to show you where you want to align the pins in this case. Here's a good close-up showing where the micro SD card goes. And in this case, you want to insert the board in pin A3. That's the back end away from the USB slot. And on the other side, it's the pin 6. And again, that's showing the back end away from the USB slot. And underneath here is where the SD card is. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to actually install Node.js on your Linino One. There's a couple of different ways that this could be done, but by far the easiest way is just to run the installer script that is available from linino.org. That works with Linino One, and it's all sort of scripted for you. You don't have to install separate packages. Here's a URL that you need to go to, and there's instructions here on how to get the installer onto your Linino. Basically just do wget. You could do this to the temp directory, or you can log in as root and just put it right under the root directory. That's what I did in this case. So it's basically just cutting this first line out, pasting it into your terminal window, which will bring down the installer, and then running a tar command to unpack it. So I'm already logged into my Linino. I'm connected wirelessly, and when I did the wget and the untarring, this is what is sitting in my directory. So once this is here, the next step is just to launch the script. If I can type it correctly. Okay. So when you first enter your first install your micro SD, it's not formatted, and the script takes care of all the formatting, creates the partition, mounts the file system, and sets it up so that Node.js is installed onto this disk. So by default, with OpenWRT, the base distribution fdisk, which will basically create the partition, is not installed, and the script will take care of that. So now script is bringing down fdisk, and based on what it's telling me, I need to relaunch the script. Okay, and I'm going to prepare my SD card, and I'm going to install Node.js, so I'm choosing option 1. Okay, there's nothing on my card, so that's okay. Okay, so what's great about this script is it brings down all the prerequisite packages you need for Node. There's a page on Linino that shows you how to do all of this manually, but this saves you a lot of work. Okay, so now it's going through the process of setting up the partition. And this just takes a few minutes to set up the disk. Okay, so now it's set up the partition. It's going to format it, and this could take a few minutes. So while this is running, I guess I could talk about Node.js. It's really very cool that you can get Node to run on a platform of this size. Node's got a very small footprint, and The fact that it's based on JavaScript makes it really easy to write Node scripts. And I've seen many examples where you can use Node to directly interface with the pins on the board. So it makes for very fast prototyping. And I think it's more convenient than sort of the standard way that you work with Arduinos, where you bring up the Arduino IDE and you build your program, and then you upload it to the firmware, and then you test it, and if it's not right, then you go back to the drawing board and re-edit and then re-upload. This is good because you could run your script just like any script that you would run on a Linux server or Linux workstation. And you can very quickly make edits and make refinements. So I think in an upcoming video I'll show an example of a Node script running on the One and what you can do with it. So we're almost done with the formatting. We're at a 93 of 109. Okay, formatting's done. Creating the journal. Okay, now just downloaded the actual Node package. Now that we have space sitting on our SD card. Okay, so that's it. Node is installed. Okay, so what we want to do now is just do an exit and reboot because it changed the file system. And now what's going to happen is it's going to mount /opt on the micro SD card at boot time. So what this also means is that you don't want to remove the micro SD at this point. Keep it in there because it's going to try to, it's going to try to mount this file system every time the Linino is booted. Okay, at this point the Linino is rebooted. And I'm going to log back into it using root and the default password. Okay, if I now go to /opt, here we are. We've got a new file system. And what I'm going to do is scroll down here, and you can just do a which node, and there it is. So that's all there is to it, installing Node.js on your Linino One. Thanks again.